So Acura makes some pretty reliable cars. Some are a hit and some are a miss. The TLX is a hit with just a few misses and is a relatively misunderstood car. The Acura TLX is arguably one of the newest, cheapest luxury cars you can buy to this date. Here's one for sale with under 45,000 miles for $20,000. Welcome back to Watch This First. Today I'll be going over all the common issues that have been reported with the Acura TLX from 2015 to 2020 to help you with your buying purchase or to help diagnose potential issues you may be having. Let's get started. Since the TLX was all new for the 2015 model, it did have a few kinks it had to work through, one of which is a few transmission issues. The 2.4-liter four-cylinder is equipped with a dual clutch transmission. A lot of people complain about the way it shifts, almost as if the car gets stuck between gears and revs up without actually propelling forward. The issue tends to be a bit more harsh when it's cold and the engine and when the transmission have not warmed up properly. This is mainly due to the unique design of the dual clutch and owners not understanding the transmission itself and not warming up the car like everyone should. People have reported taking their 2.4 liters with this issue to the dealer to have the transmission reprogrammed, and that did seem to fix the issue. The same 8-speed dual clutch transmission has an issue with clunking as it downshifts. This issue tends to happen rarely, but it does happen through the entire generation as far as I can tell. The ZF 9-speed transmission in the V6 model also has its own fair share of issues. In mainly 2015 and early 2016, the transmission likes to jerk in and out of gear with its auto stop and start feature. With these transmissions of the same years, it is also common to have rough shifts all the way up to the 5th gear, and it will smooth out all the way up to the 9th gear. Since this car has 9 gears, the transmission is hyper shifting in low gears. However, through the entire generation, the ZF 9-speed does have a lagging shift that irritates many drivers. Some people have reported a 3-second delay before the transmission woke up and operated correctly. However, this lagging issue tends to be an issue with most 9 and 10-speed cars. And the good news, this issue will not leave you stranded on the side of the road. The ZF transmission also has an issue with randomly shifting into neutral while driving or when trying to shift into park. This is due to the wiring harness attaching to the sensor cluster, which had a defect causing high electrical resistance that causes the trans to shift into neutral. The ZF supplier recalled over 505,000 vehicles, which included FCA cars in the United States, to add a software update that would prevent random shifting or give the driver an adequate warning before the transmission does it anyways. This mainly affected the 2015 model. The backup camera can get condensation between the lens and fog up the view on the infotainment screen. You'll have to replace the camera itself to fix that issue because water is going into the lens. You can buy a replacement camera and replace it if you're out of warranty, and it seems like a relatively easy job to do. A lot of people have complained about the speakers themselves. Seems like the speakers blow out relatively easy, especially the speakers in the back seats. So that's something you'll have to upgrade down the line if you want a good sound system. The TLX came with either an SH all-wheel drive or a PAWS system. If you had the PAWS system or the P-AWS system, which is the all-wheel drive steering system, then you may hum across a certain rattle noise and squeaks in the rear end during tight turns, especially with slight bumps. The main culprit seems to be the PAWS RTC actuators or the rear toe actuator, and you'll have to replace them. I'll have the Acura write-up down below so you can check it out. The Acura TLX, especially the four-cylinder, happens to vibrate a lot in both the cabin and the engine compartment. This vibration may even be perceived as a rough idle due to the car shaking a bit more vigorously when you aren't driving and sitting in one spot. Since this engine is a four-cylinder and four-cylinders are inherently unbalanced engines, this can shake the entire car at idle and in gear. And many owners reported replacing the engine mounts to fix this vibration issue. I'll have a link to some engine mounts down below for your convenience as well. Finally, the stock Goodyear tires that come with a 2.4 liter are a highly complained thing with these cars as well. So upgrading the tires would definitely transform the driving experience. Overall, the TLX is a beautiful car and is one of the cheapest, newest luxury cars you can buy at this moment. These are all the main issues I could find. It seems like most of the transmission issues the early TLX models have had has been fixed by 2018. Even the quality of the backup camera and the infotainment system has been upgraded. Overall, these cars are very reliable and should not leave you stranded on the side of the road. However, the laggy transmission on ZF 9-speed is a large flaw that most 9-speeds have. For that main reason, I'll stick with the 8-speed transmission and the 2.4 liter. You'll get better gas mileage anyways. I would also recommend, unless you're saving a lot of money buying from a private seller, buy from a reputable dealer and get a certified pre-owned vehicle warranty. Usually brand new cars with new mechanics come with issues that will be refined later in the generation. If this helped you out, I'll see you in the next video. This is Chris at AutoMotivate. Always appreciate and respect one another. After all, we are all equal. I'll see you next time.